was at the open house for the airport, and Ray Lang was there, and a few of the trustees showed up, and they were showing, they had these workshop tables where people could lay the overlays of the runway lengths over the current maps, and the different SIG groups had their posters up of where they imagined it would be. And then I had heard Trustee Ray Lang tell a circle of folks he was talking to that the plan was to put it under south into Prospect Heights, that there'd be some sort of tunnel of the road going under the runway. And so I was just wondering, I mean, my main concern is that if it's extended into Wheeling, that we would have some businesses removed from the tax rolls, and I would hate to see that happen. So when I read through the airport zoning ordinance, it said that there's many buildings that are currently in the airport runway safety zone. At that time, it was actually called the airport hazard area, and it goes over Foxborough into part, by Holmes Junior High, and some of those neighborhoods there by Wheeling Avenue and Anita Street. And it said that as of any buildings that were erected at the time, that the ordinance was put into effect in 1979 would not have to be removed at all. So I was wondering if they elongate it, would that change that? I know that when you annex properties, often there's that grandfathered in clause where, if it's a legal non-conforming use, it's you permit it, but you just don't permit it to expand. So I guess I was just wondering, would that apply to the airport? If they extend the runway, would they then be required to make certain that those runway safety areas have no buildings in their space? That I didn't know if that would apply. If it only went into Prospect Heights, I don't know if that would affect all the homes and businesses that are currently in the northwest corner runway safety area runway. I believe it's 1634. So can anybody tell me about that? How that would apply if it was the law was when Bill Hine was mayor. Sheila Schultz was on she was a trustee at the time, and the ordinance specifically states that anything that's constructed at the date in 1979 would not have to be removed from those areas. But if we expand that, is that a game changer for that? Does that mean now that we would be required to provide no obstructions, no buildings in those runway safety areas? Can anyone tell us about that? No answer. Okay. I was hoping before the meeting's over, I noticed on your bills packet, sometimes you pay with a check, and sometimes you pay with a voucher. I was hoping to learn this evening, how is a voucher different than a check, and what circumstances prompts the village to pay with one method or the other? So hopefully you'll tell us about that during your official communications, Mr. Mondeshane. I'd love to hear more. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Clerk